Moment of silence for the champions, for those who make going hard a lifestyle. Never wait for nothing, gotta get it right now. I'm in the spotlight when they turn the lights down. Only a champ swing the hardest in the 12th round. I love the fourth quarter, I love the ninth inning, I love game 7. Bring on the competition, cause in my heart can't nobody do it better. Can't slow me down, won't stop me, never. I'm so passionate, I'm Tyson in the front.
You know me, man. I'm Barry Bonds with Minds. What's up, motherfuckers? Happy St. Patty's Mondays. Money Monday, baby. You already know.
Welcome back. Welcome back.
This is the Pressure Podcast, where viewer has say. Pressure means to perform, react, and dual use of strategies in sports under rigorous environments, motherfucker. Today we talk about basketball, because the NBA season is about to slowly come to a close. But we're also going to talk about the free agent signings that's happened this weekend, specifically Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. We're going to get to a random top 5 that I have for my boy over here. And we're going to recap what we saw from week 20 of the NBA. But like always, we're live in our studio from Orlando, Florida. It's your boy King Cole.
LeBron.
Rated M for millennials. We like to do sports, but with a millennial flair. As you can see by our decor, you're going to see by our lingos, you're going to see by a lot of the things we do here, especially like the Gravity Room, for example. So we're going to cover the N3A first, okay? The National 3-Point Addicts. I'm not even going to call it association anymore. The National 3-Point Addicts, or the Negro 3-Point Addicts. There's a big case of heroin meth heads injecting themselves in their veins. Kids are watching this shit. It's just not cool.
Be cool, nigga.
Let's get to the N3A. We're going to talk to my Knicks right now. There's a new hope for the Knicks, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not saying this as a biased fan. It's something I've been watching. Cat plus Bridges plus Mitch asterisk. The reason Mitch has an asterisk is because the man doesn't stay healthy. But there's a new look and a new defense with Robinson healthy. Brunson's likely out 1 or 2 more weeks, so we're going to start gelling with this. Thibodeau last few games has put Cat and Mitch in the same lineup for over 20 minutes. And the results are impeccable. Defensively, they can't get to the rim at will like they used to, so they're going to have to outshoot us. Not all teams can do that, which is good in the playoffs because nobody's going to shoot like that in the playoffs unless you're the Miami Heat 3 years ago. Fuck out. But Karl Anthony Towns doing what he does. Bridges looking for his shots. You know what I'm saying? Not being reactive, being proactive is what I want to see from Mikal Bridges. That man has a nice shooting touch. That man can, you know what I'm saying, create for himself. The man can shoot free throws. The man is a good two-way player. It's about time we start using him as such because he can't be third fiddle. That should be our second in the lineup because he plays 40 fucking minutes anyway, so you might as well make him number 2 in your lineup when Cat or Brunson is on the bench, you know what I'm saying? So that's what we gotta start doing. OG Anunoby, you do your thing, but Bridges is the better guy right now. Sorry. Or if we could do both Bridges and Anunoby, big pause.
Goddamn, white boy.
I'm not going to ask for too much.
That's how I feel about Derek White and Drew Holiday. I'm like, y'all just give us that. That's just a little extra.
I'm not going to ask for too much. But Bridges is key here. We need to get him going. And with this new look Knicks, there's new hope. There is definitely new hope for when Brunson comes back. So here's a little fun stat about Mikal right here, okay? On Wednesday, last Wednesday, the Knicks and Blazers game had 42 lead changes. This is the second most in NBA history since they started tracking data back in 1996. The game with the most lead changes is 43 instead of 42, which was Nets versus the Hawks in 2023. In both games, Mikal Bridges hit the game winner to win, baby. You already know.
Fatality.
So hopefully that's a good omen. Let's get to the next one here. The Thunder are feeling pressure now. This is Thunder pressure. Reason why is because all of a sudden, since the Lakers are struggling, the Thunder are now everybody's favorites out of the West. The West top seed is on notice, though. now the pressure's back on you. The spotlight's back on you. Fuck LA. Hollywood doesn't have the spotlight no more until LeBron comes back. That's clear. The spotlight's back on you guys. Okay. So once now that you're on notice, what would be considered a success for OKC this season?
They need to win a championship.
You think it's that because the bar is set that high because of their play? The bar is set that high because of the Glazers,
play.
or a little bit of both, or what?
Nah, their play is great. They've shown it all year. They've been consistent pretty much all year. So. The only thing they need to show me is consistency within the other players, the others on his team that are doing what they're doing right now. As long as they do their job and they don't try to become something they're not in the playoffs, they should be fine to get to the finals. Now win it, I'm not sure, but I feel like they need to. They would have to win it for it to be a success. You're not supposed to have a record that you have right now and not go far.
Well, the reason I ask is because they have the biggest point differential margin in NBA. Okay, and one of the top in NBA histories. All the other ones that were in the same level won a championship.
I get that, but that's because of their depth.
Yeah, I know, but they got the depth. They got what's about to be the MVP, maybe even the coach of the year.
No, they do.
Okay.
I give them all that.
And they're
And that's why they need to, in order, like if it was my team, and my team performed the way that they're performing, I would expect us to win the championship. I would expect to be like, damn, we that good. We should be able to win the championship, right? Yeah, we should.
Okay, so then
Same way I feel like for Cleveland. I think the same thing for Cleveland as well.
so a success for OKC is no less than a championship. That's clear. So then, who's the biggest threat? We're gonna revise this question that we had a few months ago. Who's OKC's biggest threat?
In the West. In the West?
2.0.
Denver.
That's it?
I think Denver, Minnesota, and I'll say Golden State still.
Well, you're a smart man. You are a very, very smart man. Because I got something here for you. I got something you might like, okay? Here we go. Pause. The Thunder this season, against those teams that you mentioned right there, except the Mavs.
Mira para allá. Wow.
I'm not hating. I'm not even participating. I'm just calling it how it seems.
I don't see no Lakers up there either.
This is a head scratcher. This is a head scratcher because that is alarming to me. Do you know why that is?
The matchups?
Because, like I said before, I trust SGA and maybe even Jalen Williams and Chet and Hartenstein to be productive. Because I know I've seen them do it before. Chet just needs to stay healthy. But what about everybody else? Is 4 people enough to go through the West? I don't know. I don't know. It could be. But remember, in the West, just because you have 4 people that show up, when someone else has 3 very elite players going to show up, that could offset your shit. And with their experience and your lack of experience can hurt you later on come tournament time.
And at the end of the day, SGA is not the best 3-point shooter. So you have those. That's what makes OKC so good. That he doesn't need to be their best 3-point shooter because they have that on that team already. It's just like the Celtics. Jaylen Brown has been terrible this year. 32%, maybe 31% this year from 3. But it don't matter because Derek White's having a career year shooting the ball. Peyton Pritchard's having a career year shooting the ball. Sam Hauser is one of the best 3-point shooters in the NBA as far as percentage goes. So that's why OKC, as long as those guys show up, they should be good.
As long as they show up.
My guy to hit, my pick to hit would be Cason Wallace. I think he's gonna come up big. So if they do win the championship.
This actually kind of begs the question: if they don't win the championship, might this be one of the best teams of all time not to win one?
Absolutely.
Off the top of your head right now,
because I'm thinking record-wise it matters.
Well, not just record wise, effectiveness wise. Like I said, the point differential.
But you see, they dominate. They're dominating in damn near every category.
Exactly.
Offensively,
It's because they're so dominant. No, but also they're so dominant. They, as a team, they're a good defensive team. Not great, but good. And it's why, because they have that point margin that they have. Because it's historic. Remember, it's not just a good plus minus. It's a historic pace that they're into, and all the other guys that were on their league or above their league were all champions, or around their league, best said, were all champions. So, off the top of your head, pause. Name me, I guess, a good list. Give me 3 or 5 if you can.
Of
the
teams that
best
didn't
teams
win?
that didn't win one.
I would say.
I would have to say the Oklahoma City Thunder with Durant, Westbrook, and Harden.
Yeah, that's
be
one.
Up there. I would probably have to say the Sacramento Kings is up there.
I'm gonna say this one. This one might be biased, but the Celtics. I think it was 2010.
No,
against the Lakers.
Because you guys won in 08, though.
Yeah, but we should have won that one.
No, I know, but I'm talking about a team that didn't win one at all. That got disbanded.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha. Okay, so yeah, the OKC Thunder would definitely come to mind. I can't say Golden State. They won so many.
Yeah, I was gonna say the one with that loss to Toronto, but obviously they won the year before, so the last 2 years before, so that don't count either. That's why I was gonna say that same thing. So I gotta say,
this one would be one of the most disappointing in my opinion, because I just can't think of like
recently
another
right?
team. Yeah,
recently maybe not. Recently, no, not this good. You got to go back to the Shaq and Penny Sacramento Kings, the Orlando Magic with not Shaq and Penny, Orlando Magic, the Sacramento Kings with Chris Webber in them, the Oklahoma City Thunder with Harden, Westbrook, and Durant.
Yeah, but in this,
I gotta say you kind of gotta say the Clippers with Kawhi, Paul George, Lou Williams, and Pat Beverly. They were overhyped. I mean, maybe not record wise, but they were hyped like one of the like the Heatles.
They were hyped, but
they were hyped just like the Heatles were.
But
they were the Tulsa town in LA.
Their numbers don't reach these numbers.
No, but hype did.
Hype, yeah, but not like as far as their percentages.
Well, I'm just saying that
shooting the ball.
Remember, I'm saying now who's the equivalent. I'm saying who's the best 5 that you can think of that didn't win the championship. And I gotta put them in there, I guess, because I can't.
That's a tough team that should have definitely did more than what they did.
You know what I'm saying?
They definitely underachieved.
Because I really can't think of too many teams recently that are that good that didn't win one. You know what I'm saying?
We know the Warriors did it.
Maybe one of the Indiana Pacers teams, the Reggie Miller teams. They didn't win one. That was a very good team. That was an elite defense. One of those 90s Reggie Miller teams, maybe you could put up there.
We know the Spurs, they
went how about
time, but no.
Sean Kemp and Gary Payton, Seattle Sonics? They didn't win one. They were
I'm
good.
with that. I'm with that one.
But you see how a lot of the teams were in the 90s?
Yeah, it's like now.
90s. Millennials are the best, baby. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry.
Cool, nigga.
Sometimes it didn't matter what the record was. As long as you had one of these guys right here.
Yeah, other than the Thunder, the roasted-ass Clippers, and the Sacramento Kings, who were right at the end of the 90s and beginning of the 2000s, squeezed in there. All the other teams are in the 90s, all the best teams that I can think of. And I didn't even mention the Knicks, because I don't think they were that good of a team offensively. We were just a beast defensively and well-coached. But I don't consider the Knicks like one of the greatest teams that never won. Because to me, they weren't that great. They just had a 2-year win.
Yeah, definitely Sacramento team.
Sacramento's definitely one of those elite teams.
They definitely underachieved.
That's one of those elite teams. No, they didn't underachieve. They got fucking cheated by a fucking referee. He went to jail.
Yeah.
Goddamn, white boy.
God damn it! Come on, Dusty.
So, Thunder, I think that seals the combo right there. they're on notice now because would you agree in the Western Conference the spotlight is back on them, am I right? The pressure's not on Golden State.
They got to be the favorites.
It's not on Nuggets.
No, they got to be the favorites.
It's not on Memphis or Rockets or none of them. It's not. It used to be on Hollywood because of all the glazing, right?
The only person that I could see saying that they're not the favorites because he's biased as hell when it comes to his player is if LeBron comes back and Nick Wright probably say something about like, you know, the Lakers still being in that conversation.
Fuck the punk ass Lakers. I'm glad that the spotlight's back on someone else because they were glazing for no reason with no merit. And as we see, look at as soon as LeBron's gone, the picture's clear. Am I right? But as far as OKC,
yeah, because to me last night they beat some bums, and tonight they're beating on some bums that don't even have a De'Aaron Fox to even defend them. So
OKC, the spotlight is back on you. You are the deepest team in the league in the Western Conference. Pause. And you're the most elite team in the Western Conference. The spotlight's on you because everybody's looking for you to reach the NBA Finals and at least compete for it. And we just, once again, not to talk shit, but let's just put it in one more time. This is the Thunder's record against the people who we believe are the threats. Except for the Mavs. Scratch the Mavs out of there. But if the Mavs were healthy, maybe that is, you know what I'm saying, you could even put it up an argument. You know what I'm saying?
Luka and
you know what I'm saying? That's not a good record right there. That's an alarming record. So remember, we said it first here at the Pressure Podcast, everybody.
Finish him.
All right.
By the way, you guys are 2-0 against us, so I'm just saying he's correct on this. The only teams y'all seem to struggle against are in your conference.
Yes.
And that's not good.
That's not
because
good.
that means you might not even make it there before we even.
I hope Liam is watching. Liam, I hope you're watching over there. Casey's brother. For those who don't know, Casey's one of our, like my best friend, literally one of my best friends, and one of the boys here. And he literally shows love, hops on. We put him on the screen, and he just gives us his insights on things, and also feeds us a few debate topics there. So his little brother. He's a Gen Z, so he's going to have a different opinion on a lot of things, especially in sports. So this is for you. When you told me that the Knicks are 0-8 or whatever, which I already knew against the top teams, this is what your team is like against the top teams in the West. And they're looking scarier and scarier, by the way. And you could replace the Mavs with the T-Wolves now, because the T-Wolves that you beat earlier this year is not the T-Wolves that's playing right now as we speak. So fuck you.
Finish him.
Wait, that's his team?
Nah, he just likes to talk. He just likes to glaze. So fuck you for that, because now look, that I got you back on that one. There's your Thunder right there.
Yeah, I thought because I was gonna say his team's Miami.
Nah, he's Miami. He just likes to fucking give me a hard time with the Knicks when I mention anything bad about the Thunder, and I'm not even trying to mention anything bad. I'm just calling it how I see it. I call out the Knicks too. I got receipts, bro. Just check. I don't ever glaze Karl Anthony Towns, broski. Fuck out of here.
Even though I love Brown. I'm one of his biggest critics. I get instantly. You can ask him.
Yeah.
Y'all can ask him, right? He'd be like, "Bro, calm down."
I'm fair, like, bro. I'm fair all across the board.
I'm like, man, fuck that shit. You gotta play.
When you dig there, I'm digging right back. Pause, big pause, super big pause. But let's get to it. I'm not even gonna repeat that no more. All right. So I got a what the fuck stat here for you guys.
Fuck?
It's a little funny.
Fuck stats here.
It's the Los Angeles Chargers. This is something I saw.
What the fuck?
Najee Harris, the Chargers' newest addition, a running back. His longest rush in his career, in his entire QFL career, is 37 yards, okay? Jim Harbaugh's longest rush in the NFL was 41 yards. That is embarrassing.
What the fuck?
Your coach has rushed more yards in the NFL at one point than you have. You're trash, bro. How can you play for the Pittsburgh Steelers and produce like that? No, I'm surprised you lasted that long.
He had 1,000 yards though.
Talk that sass, nigga.
I know he's not the best.
I think that's more O-line work than him work, in my view. I'm just saying. I'm sorry, but how's that the longest run of your career?
We gotta see. We gotta see more.
No,
I just want to see more. I just want to see more. Maybe who knows?
Once again, look, you're doing it again. You want to see more. You see? I told you, the next time it happens, I'm going to remind you. You're doing it again. You want to see more. How much longer does he have, bro? He already played like 8 years, it seems like to me.
Not even.
It looks like he's been there since 2010.
I think it's 4 years.
2010, and he ain't done shit out here. Fuck him.
What the fuck?
That was a weird stat. All right,
He's serviceable though. Like I wouldn't say he's
He's trash to me.
okay.
Sorry, but he really is. He really is. Let's get to the QFL. So right before going to sleep, I got the notification and I saved it. Jason Higgins returns to Cincy. They got re-signed. Chase got 4 years, $161 million.
Well deserved. Shout out to him.
Is that right? We'll see.
Be cool, nigga.
And then T. Higgins, 4 years, $115 million. No, I'm not a hater. I know I'm a Ravens fan. I'm supposed to hate the Bengals, blah, 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 blah. This is not what's going on over here.
Be cool, nigga.
What's going on over here is I'm calling it how I see it, how it is. What I see is that this is a little alarming still. This is still a little alarming, okay? Once again, I'm not a hater. I believe that if a player earned it, he should get paid, and they got paid. Cool. They can feed their family.
He earned it though.
I'm not saying he doesn't earn it. I'm just saying.
You can't pay both of them.
I'm just saying this is alarming, and I'm gonna show you why. Okay. Now, before I do, this morning I heard Acho and everybody saying that pressure's back on Joe Burrow now, because he says that there's something called like a silent thank you. People who don't get the recognition. And he says that the last time the Bengals got to the Super Bowl, Burrow did play good, but their defense did too. Their defense was one of the best defenses in the league. They put up a stat that were top 10 team defensively. And he's saying that nobody, when they went to the Super Bowl, nobody said that. They just hyped Joe Burrow, gave him all the thank yous. Meanwhile, giving the defense a silent one. So now that Burrow is guaranteed to have his weapons, the pressure should be back on him because the defense, you can't blame the defense when it's bad and then not thank him when it's good. So if you keep with that, the pressure's on Burrow. But is it?
Not if your offense is hurt. Not if your wide receiver is always hurt. First of all,
but even
that's just one. I could give you like 5.
That's just on the field. But I'm thinking head coach. I'm thinking O-line, and I'm thinking defense, and I'm thinking organization.
Those are a few.
Before I think of Joe Cool, because Joe Cool's done what he can. Okay.
Fact.
Joe Cool's done what he can.
You guys call him elite. I call him elite. So how does he do? He does, to me, does everything.
Here's something I want to show y'all. Okay?
Very, very well.
I looked it up because I already knew it.
He
Okay.
got no O-line.
This is a list
Oof.
of the most sacked quarterbacks since 2020. Russell Wilson's number 1.
Wow.
Joe Burrow's number 2.
Wow.
Matt Ryan, Kirk Cousins, Daniel Jones, Carson Wentz, Baker Mayfield, Tannehill, and Herbert. Other than Baker, everybody on this list has been struggling for the last few years offensively.
And the only thing I'm gonna say is, if you're on a Carson Wentz list, it's not a good sign.
Wentz has barely even been playing. That's how many times he got sacked. The few times he did play. Okay. Daniel Jones is now playing somewhat. We'll
and
see.
this is a guy who actually had a good old line.
Yeah.
He just he wanted to hold on to the ball so goddamn long. That's why he ended up with so many
Ryan
sacks.
Tannehill actually had a pretty good run for Titans. I'm not saying he was bad, but he wasn't great either. So he was just mediocre. He did what he had to do.
He did.
He did better than Justin Herbert's done. I'll give you that much. Fuck that shit.
Goddamn white boy.
But Daniel Jones has been struggling. Kirk Cousins has been inconsistent. Matt Ryan's been struggling. And Russell Wilson's been struggling. Joe Burrow's the only elite quarterback on that list, is basically what I'm saying. Okay.
Dog man says, nigga. Dog man says.
And since Joe Burrow is the most elite quarterback there, he has no business being in that list whatsoever. So how can you say on national TV that that the pressure is back on, you know what I'm saying, Joe Burrow, because now he's guaranteed to have his weapons when you see this stat right here.
Yeah, no.
They have yet to build this man an O-line. So, to me, the pressure's not on the O-line. The pressure's not even on the defense or the head coach or Joe Cool. The pressure's on the fucking organization. Okay? The GM and all that. Because I said it already before. They've had so much time to build them an O-line, they haven't. I said it when the season was over, when they got eliminated mathematically and finally and literally. I said it. Joe Burrow, if you don't like what you see from free agency and you don't like what you see from the draft, you have every right to request a trade before you play another down for that team. And I'm not trying to predict it. I'm just seeing the pattern coming. Okay, so that's just how it's.
I said it on the live like about a week ago.
Mm-hmm.
That when they did free agency, the first thing should have been priority number one. If you were gonna resign these wide receivers, your priority number one needed to be O-line help. Had to be. That's why when I seen a linebacker and someone else, I was like, why are you signing this? In free agency, the best players, they go first.
Yep.
You don't wait. You don't drag it along. You go get them right there then and now. Right now. ASAP.
The crazy thing about it all is, though, that if you actually look at the records here, let me give you a little clarity. Cincinnati is 3-4 this season. This last season they just passed. They're 3-4, everybody. After scoring 33 plus points. 3-4, okay?
Talk that sass, nigga.
The rest of the QFL is 79-7, scoring 33 plus points.
Hell yeah, because you ain't supposed to be scoring 30 points.
They're the only team to lose 4 of them. That's just what it is.
Fatality.
So you're going to tell me the pressure's on Joe Cool? I think it's on the organization, personally. All right? Now, let's look at something else that I'd like to show you guys right here. Look at this here. Jason Higgins joins an elite and, like, record-breaking list here, okay?
Right, yeah, you're right.
Evans and Godwin, they're paid handsomely, 42.5, and they earned it. To me, this is probably the most, like, underrated out of all of them. Brown and Smith, that's a given. They're champions. Hill and Waddle, that's a given. They're just nasty. Chase and Higgins, that's a given. They're fantasy. They're just fantasy gold and diamond, all right? Platinum. So when you see this, you're like, damn, you know what I'm saying? That's an elite list. They deserve it, and that's how you know that Joe Burrow has 2 great wide receivers next to him, because they wouldn't be getting paid like that if it was, okay? So let's look at something here, though. Let's look at something here.
Please put it up.
This is the most expensive wide receiver rooms in the league. Cincinnati, Eagles,
How?
Dolphins,
Cool, nigga.
Commanders, and Cowboys, okay?
How are the Cowboys in there?
All right, let me show you how. Let's zoom in on this a little bit.
Please do that.
There it is right here. This is who they pay. Lamb, Turpin, and Tolbert. Okay? McLaurin, Samuels, Moore. Hill, Waddle, and Zucamo. Brown, Smith, Dotson, Higgins, Chase, Burton. Okay? This is the most expensive wide receiver rooms in the league. But I want y'all to notice something. Let me ask you a question. And you all in the viewers, I want y'all to answer the question too. The most expensive wide receiver room, okay? I want you to riddle me this. Outside of the names and the funny numbers or whatever, what do you notice about this right here? What's it at first glance? What do you notice?
I feel like these 3 have elite wide receivers course as far as just like their 1 and 2.
Bengals, Eagles, and Dolphins?
Uh-huh.
You know what I noticed? I noticed that the QFL is as true as fuck. I want you to notice something. I've always said, It doesn't matter how good your defense is. It doesn't matter how good your running backs are. It doesn't matter what receivers you have or don't have. It doesn't matter your tight ends. All you need is an O-line. All you need is a coach. And all you need is an elite QB. Okay? But the coach and the QB is of utmost importance. You know how I know this? I know this because only 2 teams in that list actually made the playoffs.
Fatality.
Let that sink in. Only 2 teams in that list right there of the most expensive wide receiver rooms had made the playoffs last year. I get you want to build around the quarterback. I get that. But when it's too much, a little too much, is my question. So which is why I have this one right here. Did Cincy overpay? Are wide receivers worth that money? Cincinnati spent 33%, my favorite number, 33% of cap space on 3 players, QB and 2 wide receivers. So the rest of the 67% is for the other 50 players on the roster. This is alarming as well, just like the Thunder. This is alarming. This is a recipe for disaster. That man is going to ask for a trade. If they fuck it up in the draft, which they're probably going to do.
Be cool, nigga.
Are wide receivers worth this much money? Because it doesn't guarantee you're going to make the
One
playoffs.
thing I could probably guarantee here though, that they're going after O-linemen. That's a given. But yeah, I think it's an overpay, but I also think that the cap going up every year, people are gonna get paid more eventually. We've seen Dak become the highest paid quarterback. Then we saw Jalen Hurts, and then it jumped to someone else as well. So I just feel like that's just part of the market. That's why they got that.
It is part of the market.
I don't feel like, but I do feel like it's an overpay. Yes, absolutely, because no, you should not be putting your resources supposed to be in the trenches.
It is.
Linemen, D linemen, that's where you go. Always. Those are the prioritized picks in any NFL draft. If you have a chance to get an elite O lineman or D lineman ever in a draft, you never take a quarterback, you never take a wide receiver, you never take a running back.
Nope. But
I don't care how good he is. If he's more elite and you know what you got now, O lineman, you just don't. You don't pass on that. And I feel like they just don't invest in those. They don't have a D-line. They have one player on that D-line. They have, on the O-line, they have a couple, but you need more. You need a whole nucleus. And then on top of that, you need to have a backup or 2 who's just as good. That's a recipe for success. When you got depth on depth on depth on your O-line. When you got depth on depth on depth on your D-line.
Well, they're not going to have depth on depth on depth. They're not going to have depth before you even get to depth on depth. Pause.
Exactly, that's what
They're not going to have depth with just the draft alone. So already.
No, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Already, I see a recipe for disaster. No matter what avenue they take from here on out, I see disaster.
The guy, I'm gonna be real. The guy could be a Pro Bowler, and it don't matter because it's like a Band-Aid. It's not gonna fix everything.
Those 2 receivers have done the best they could as long as staying healthy. Remember, right? That quarterback has done the best he could as long as he's staying healthy, right? The fact that they can't stay healthy is one, but the fact that they're the only team to lose 4 games scoring 33 points.
Yeah, that's alarming.
They're one of the highest
and they were one of
wide
the
receiver
worst,
2 teams, and they didn't make the playoffs.
They were one of the worst secondaries last year.
Not to mention, you're also paying the guy who the most elite quarterback who's been sacked. He was on the list of most sacked quarterbacks. He's number 2. The only elite quarterback on that list.
Matter of fact, I know one game. I know one of the games that they lost where he had scored 33 against Washington.
I know the other 2.
Who the other 2?
Ravens.
Ravens.
Yeah, it's another night, bitch.
That's hilarious.
Just saying.
And Lamar of Washington.
Didn't y'all beat
Seems
them?
like, nah. Well, us, but we beat the brakes off them niggas. We beat the brakes off them.
But then they scored 33. Y'all scored like 78.
They just scored on 33 on us. I think they had 17.
Who was it? Who cares?
We bombed on their
Who
ass.
cares?
It was
It
34.
was the Chargers. It was the Chargers. We were watching the game.
34-17 was
We were watching
what
the
I
game.
seen.
It was the Chargers. No, they beat the Chargers. So nah, that could have been that game. I don't know what
How
it
much
was.
did
Yes.
we scored over 30. I know that.
So let me give us a little bit more context on the overpaid label here, okay? Let me show you this.
Okay.
These are the most paid wide receivers in the league, okay? Jamar Chase, $40 million. Justin Jefferson, $35 million. CeeDee Lamb, $34. DK, $33. AJ, $32. And on and on. I'm Marcel Brown, Tyreek Hill, Brandon Ayuk, and T. Higgins, okay? Deservedly so.
Brendan Ayuk got out of there.
But here are the top paid cornerbacks, for example. You got
Yeah, no.
Stingley.
But that you see, that's a different context because to me,
J.C. Horn.
Stingley can't touch certain
No.
jockstrap.
Jalen Ramsey,
Hall.
Patrick Surtain, and Jair Alexander. Now,
Oh my goodness, no. Hell no.
all 5 of these guys are overpaid. Let's just call it what we say.
Be cool, nigga.
One's underpaid.
All 4 of these guys are overpaid, bro. None of them are a shutdown.
No, I'm saying, but he's underpaid.
Yes, but none of them are a
That's
shutdown corner.
He shouldn't
okay?
be. Yeah, 30.
None of them are a shutdown corner. They can't. Most of these guys can't stop most of these guys here. Okay, let's just call it how we see it. All right, it's the truth. These guys are going to cook regardless of which one of these are covering. They're going to have a tougher day than usual, but they're still going to work. All right, more often than not.
Yeah, but.
So I can't justify paying this.
Yeah, no, you can't.
However, I can't justify paying this if most of you didn't even make the playoffs.
I see what you're saying.
I mean, not in this list. In this list, almost everybody here made the playoffs.
I see what you're saying, but can you blame that we can't blame that on Jamar.
I'm not blaming it on Jamar, but I'm blaming it on the salary cap.
But the only thing I'm blaming this whole situation is on the Bengals. You could have kept Chase for whatever you paid him, but you shouldn't have paid Higgins. You should have just let him go, or like you did. Like what they do? They franchise tagged him, right? So he was gonna play that 1 year and then become a free agent. See what he does in the franchise tag that you put him on, and then if he produces and stays healthy, then maybe you can sign him.
But this
after
is
that.
this is what I hate. This is why I hate the QFL the most. Okay, this is the league to me that runs the worst as far as finances is concerned. To me, the best one that runs financially is baseball. The second best is basketball, and the last is the QFL. The reason I say baseball is because baseball has no salary
Yeah,
cap.
they got no salary cap.
Okay, but they do have revenue sharing. So basically, what it is let's say I'm New York, and this is let's say what's a good small town city. What's a good one?
Kansas City.
No, not Kansas City. Kansas City's it's not that small of a small market team.
Smaller than that.
I would say Pittsburgh Pirates. Let's give an example. Pittsburgh Pirates and New York Yankees. Okay. Let's say in 2024, the New York Yankees made like $400 million in revenue. Okay, that's how much they made in jersey sales, viewership, and stadium sales. And then let's say Pittsburgh only got like maybe $90 million.
They ain't gonna be able to get nobody.
So people were, back in the day, they were like, "Oh, well, that's not fair because the Yankees got enough money to pay for everybody. We don't. We play in a small market." So what the baseball league did was they took all the other teams and said, "Listen, from now on, we got to share. We don't know how much it's not going to be a fixed rate. It's not going to be 20% every single year. It depends on how much the lower teams average out compared to how y'all average out, and then we'll make the percentage and y'all share that revenue with them. That way, we don't have to put a salary cap on, so you can keep spending all the money you want on your team.
But you do get a penalty, though.
Well, that came later. But you now have to you got to give these guys a fighting chance. We're all in the same league, so we might as well share it. And it works. No team is going bankrupt. All the teams are profitable, and they're only growing and growing and growing. Okay, so shit's good. And then they put a luxury tax on for those who like to spend a lot of money. too much money. They put a tax on, like they said, you're gonna spend this much, we're gonna tax you. Okay, cool, but we're gonna tax you. You know what I'm saying? That's perfect. The NBA, it has they call it a hard cap pause. What it is that there's a soft cap and a hard cap, big pause. All it means is that there's a cap where you can hit, and they're not gonna tax you much, and then there's a cap where you cannot pass.
Yeah.
Okay. That's what the NBA does, and they also do revenue sharing for the small market teams. The QFL, they don't do none of that, but they don't need revenue sharing. Every single football team literally makes billions of dollars, so they don't got nothing to worry about. But football's just that popular. And the thing about it is, though, they have no excuse. They have the rights of, like you said, franchise tag, in which it's like slavery. Basically, they don't have to pay you a long contract. They could just pay you a lot of money for just one year because they don't trust you for some reason, or they're scared, or they're trying to use something they're trying to keep using you, basically. That's what they did with running backs for years. They'll just use up a running back, and by the time it's time for his extension, he's already used up. So they don't have to pay him no more. Slavery. It's literally slavery. And they have a salary cap where they have the advantage. They could cut a player at any moment. They don't got to pay him no more. It's not like the NBA where if you release a dude or waive a dude, as long as his contract is signed to the date, you got to keep paying him.
But to me, that's a play. That's also, excuse me. To me, that's also. I feel like he kind of brought that on himself as well, though. When they franchise tagged him, I thought it was a good move because he has shown signs of not being healthy most of the season.
Yeah, but my point is, even with all that in your arsenal, you're still fucked it up to where your elite quarterback is the only elite quarterback on the list of most sacks since 2020. Okay, since COVID, basically. Then you are the only team to lose 4 times, scoring 33 points, and now you just paid 33% of your salary cap on 3 players, and you still don't have an O-line. I'm just saying, how is that possible with all the weapons and shit that you know what I'm saying? They don't the restrictions that players have in the QFL. They don't have that in baseball and football and in basketball, and yet you still fuck it up when you have the advantage. That's what I don't understand. So, recipe for disaster. So, let's go to the random top 5, okay? Random top 5. I want you to guess the fastest pass rush get-offs of the 2024 season. Big pause.
So, players?
Fastest pass rush get-offs, yeah, player. Top 5 players that can get off the pass rush.
Okay. Hutchinson?
Nope, he's 8th.
Joey Bosa? Nick Bosa?
Nick Bosa's number 2. Joey Bosa's 7.
Myles Garrett?
That's number 1. So you got 1 and 2. Myles Garrett and Nick Bosa.
Brian, what's his name?
Nope.
The one from the Giants?
Nope.
No, he's not there? Damn, he's pretty fucking fast. You sure?
Mm-hmm.
Are any of these rookies?
No.
Okay. I just want to make sure.
Literally, nobody accelerates off the line of scrimmage faster than these guys.
Michael Parsons there?
Mm-hmm. He's tied for 5th. So I'll give you that one as long as he gets one of the 2.
Any of these Ravens?
No. They're both in the AFC.
They're both in the AFC? Oh, Max Crosby?
Nope. He's number 8.
What?
He's tied with Aiden Hutchinson.
Hendrickson?
Yep.
Trey Hendrickson.
That's number 3.
And, damn.
He's one of the biggest.
Why am
the
I
best
I know
sack
that's
leaders.
what I was. I know, but this is not coming to my head.
Just tell me the team.
It's no, not that. I was thinking I thought it was the dude from the Rams, the rookie
No.
from the Rams.
Verse.
Yeah, Verse, him. That's what I thought. Cause he had a hell of a year
No.
in the AFC. Oh, Denver.
No.
It's not him either. Brownie.
There's one you haven't guessed that's not even on here, which is surprising, but I'm surprised you haven't even guessed them either, but
Wait, hold on. Don't.
But the guy that's the usual prospect that you haven't even mentioned is not him either. But I'm just saying, I'm just surprised you haven't even mentioned him. He's like the premier AFC top pass rusher.
Top pass rusher? I said Myles Garrett.
No, yeah, but that's literally the only competition is this guy. It is Myles Garrett, but it's literally the only one because he's the only one that's like doing it as long as he
So
has.
Will Anderson?
No, that's the answer. But I'm surprised you haven't even mentioned T.J. Watt.
Oh shit, I forgot. You see, that's what I'm saying. I got locked there.
Yeah, it's Will Anderson is the answer, but I'm surprised that I was like, I'm surprised you
Yeah,
haven't mentioned
TJ
T.J.
Watt
Watt.
was
It's not him, but I'm surprised you haven't mentioned him. Yeah.
yeah, that was one of them.
All right, everybody. So we're gonna sign out here. That was another good sesh. We will be back Thursday night. We'll see what happens. We're gonna cover week 21 of the NBA. We're gonna make a brand new Mortal Kombat inspired and we definitely gonna hit maybe some nerd shit in there for you. So we'll see you then. Remember, this is the Pressure Podcast with Viewer Has Say. I could literally send you a link if you have a webcam, so you can put you on a little screen right here. Hop on the mic and talk your shit.
Give me a hell yeah!
Pressure Podcast is live Monday, Thursdays, and Saturdays at midnight. We will be back. We will be in full effect, and we will also school y'all niggas on some pressure, baby. But till then, feel free to subscribe, leave a like, comment,